Hey guys, it's Allie. When I was trying to come up with a video for this week, I actually just completed my first semester of online school. So, of course, prior to the current global health situation, I attended school in person. But since March, I've been taking all of my classes online, which has been a blessing and a curse. I have a lot of opinions and thoughts on how online school is working for me and for others. So here's what worked and what didn't. The first thing that was like really horrible that I cannot still get over to this day is that I felt so unmotivated. Personally, I'm not one to vouch for in-person school for a multitude of reasons, but since March, I felt very unmotivated to do even basic things, and it's been really hard for me being at home constantly. Usually the line is blurred from school and home. School sometimes has like a very negative connotation, but when you come home, it's a positive connotation. You can do the things that you want to do, and now the line is blurred. So I've felt positive connotations about being in person and negative connotations about being at home. So it's getting weird. I haven't had the motivation to do a lot of things that needed to get done, and it's led to procrastination and a lot of other negative results. I literally cannot tell you how horrible it is to be staring at a screen for 7 hours a day, stagnant in the same exact spot. Can't really do much. Just you and the screen and no one to interact with. Recently, I've still been feeling the same exact way, even though it's summer now. So I don't know how I'm gonna fix it. Maybe it's just a me thing. Another thing that didn't really work was class participation. I think the general consensus is, like, when we all moved to online classes, is that everyone realized that we don't really care about these classes anymore as much as we should, or as much as we would have if we were taking them in person. There was a huge disconnect, and that meant like class participation went down like 200%, which is bad. And me, as the extremely unmotivated yet also extremely studious person that I am, I had to fill in a lot and make up for everyone else's slack, which sucked. A trend that I started to notice was that a lot of students would log in at the beginning of class and then just leave, which honestly is a power move. I completely understand doing that. I don't know everyone else's home situation, and if they had to help out at home or struggled in certain areas where they couldn't always be in class, and just showing up like was the most that they could do, I completely understand. But like a lot of it was intentional. Like people would come in, turn their mic and camera off, make sure everything's off, and then just leave. Honestly, that's smart. I can see where that could be something useful, but it's not great because I had to answer like every single question, and if it's for 7 hours straight, I really got exhausted and tired of school really quickly, because in normal school, you could just disappear, or so to speak. You don't have to answer every question. You could just be minding your own business, and hopefully the teacher won't call on you. But this was not the case, because I learned that teachers can be creatures of habit. So if you answer every single question in class for like 2 days straight, they will call on you for every single question in class for the rest of school, like for the rest of the year, and it was exhausting. I took one for the team, but hopefully this is not the case in September. I don't know if we're gonna be on campus, but if we're not, I don't want to be that person anymore. But yeah, that's how my semester went, answering every single question, especially in subjects I don't really care that much about or like math. Hate math. Something that also sucked was no extracurriculars. And if you're like me and next year you'll be going to college, which is so exciting, you'll know how important extracurriculars are to your resume and just in general for a social aspect. I did get to do a few clubs via Zoom, but they weren't the same, honestly. I wish I could have been on campus for extracurriculars. I had a lead role in the School musical, which was incredible, and I didn't get to perform. Honestly, I see that as a blessing and a curse, because theater is not like live TV acting that I've done. Can't do multiple takes, so it's a lot of pressure to get everything right. Honestly, I could have done it. I do plays all the time, but I was also very nervous. Also, clubs were a little bit of a nuisance in other aspects because we use Zoom a lot, which is like a video service, kind of like Skype. I hate showing my face on camera. I know that's weird. Allie, why are you doing YouTube? You hate showing your face on camera. But for Zoom, like, you can't really control the image that's being put out. Like, for editing, I can edit anything. I can make sure I don't sound stupid when I talk. But like, Zoom, it's out of your control. So it's like, and also having to get ready every single day when I'm usually just hanging out in my pajamas and looking horrible. It's a lot of work. So now you might be asking, what are some positives about online school? There's not a lot. Not seeing people, obviously. I prayed for a time like this, I'm not gonna lie. I don't necessarily love interacting with people every day, especially the same exact people every single day. So I was like, Lord, thank you. And even just the environment that I'm in, I don't always see eye to eye with a lot of people. So I was kind of like grateful that I could have some experience being at home, learning from home, because I'd always been interested in learning online. I think that's a really innovative and cool thing, to get an education on your pace and in a little bit more of a relaxed environment. I was wrong. I obviously don't miss everybody, but I do miss the few friends that I do have and appreciate in my school. It was rough. At some points it was kind of sad not talking to them, or in the traditional sense. Not seeing anyone's face, just talking to the 4 other people that are in my house for the last over 100 days. And the only other human interaction is when you go to the grocery store, and even there no one talks to you, everyone has their mask on. It's very cold. It's a very cold experience. So, you know, it's been rough in some sense, but I mean, it hasn't been terrible. Like, not having to talk to or see the people you don't want to talk to or see has been a plus. Other positives: more free time, less workload, online testing, which has been positive and negative. I took 3 AP exams online, and the exams honestly were very rushed. They were very fast-paced, and we didn't have nearly enough time as we should have had to finish them. I finished all of mine on time, but I didn't feel like I did as great as a job as I could have done if they were longer. Also positive, at my school, they made the school week 3 days instead of 5, which was incredible. But that only lasted for the first month, and then they switched it to 4 days, which was still better than 5. So I did appreciate that. It was just great to have that extra day to ourselves and be able to use it as we wanted to. In closing, online school gave me time to do a lot more things that I wanted to do personally, but it also gave me a sense of exhaustion, like just constant exhaustion, and like I wasn't able to get those things done that I wanted to do because I was like in a zombie-like state. I still feel like that. Like, I'm forcing myself to be productive right now. Like, honestly, I felt horrible. I still feel horrible some days, so hopefully I can get past this. So I had the time, but I couldn't use it because I felt like trash. It was extremely counterproductive. Anyways, if you went to online school this semester, tell me what you thought. Did you like it? Did you hate it? What are things you think that could be improved on, especially if the second wave comes and we're stuck inside for yet another semester, which would be horrible. I at least expect us to be back by December, hopefully. So just let me know in the comments, and I will see you guys soon. Bye!